Hello everyone and welcome to another video, where today I'm going to be talking about a specific wilderness hazard that I was reminded of while walking out in hard-to-reach places near the swamp on the property. Specifically, this wilderness hazard has to do with the denizens of that beaver lodge right there, and more specifically, some of the things that they can leave behind. You see, oftentimes when a beaver decides to grab a small tree for a snack, it cuts it in this diagonal fashion, as you can see here. And in some cases where the beaver bites the tree higher up, it can essentially form a very rigid, reasonably sharp spike. Now, normally this wouldn't be an issue. You'd probably just walk right by it without even noticing that it's there. However, if you were to, say, trip over that rock right there, things might not go so well. Now, not to say that tripping over a rock isn't an already dangerous situation. You could certainly hit your head on another rock, get bruises, and of course, given the circumstances of this being near a swamp, you're going to get pretty muddy. But with something like this, the danger becomes much more severe. Now, I really don't want to get into any morbid details because I'm sure you can think of a few, but one of the main reasons why this is such a danger is because if you get impaled by something like this size, and you can get to a hospital without taking it out, you have a fairly good chance of surviving. Problem is, this is rooted to the ground. So, unless someone can come to your rescue with a saw to remove it from the ground, which isn't a good option anyway, your best bet is going to be to stay put and call 911 or call for help. And of course, this is a fairly severe example. There are other cases of, beaver cut trees that will also hurt you, but not as severely. And also, beavers aren't the only thing that can cause things like this. Something like a deer could break a small tree or stick in a certain way, and it could also result in a fairly sharp stick such as that. Overall, this is mainly just another reason for you to pay extra attention to where you're walking. You never want to trip over a rock, because at that point, you could get lucky and just fall on some mud and ruin an article of clothing. But if you get unlucky, you fall in the wrong spot, it could be much worse. Highly unlikely, otherwise you would hear about it more, but it is something to consider whenever you're in an area where there are beavers, that there might be some sticks that are sharp enough to cause some serious damage to you. So pay a little more attention to not tripping in such areas. Overall, not too much to be worried about, but the more you know, the better you can stay safe. See ya.